Hi, this is Dr. Victoria Nalule. I'm the CEO of Nalule Energy and Minerals Management Initiative. In brief, it's called Name Energy. And today we want to talk about energy progression, a concept that has been recently recognized by the African Union through the African Peer Review Mechanism Framework. Energy progression is not just a concept, it's a strategy that ensures that no African country is left behind when it comes to the energy transition. So what is energy progression? It's not just a buzzword, it's Africa's energy strategy created for Africa by Africans. It recognizes that Africa cannot afford a one-size-fits-all energy transition designed in the global north. We cannot afford a wholesome energy transition where we are leaving fossil fuels underground. Instead, we pursue energy progression, which includes a phased, inclusive approach using all available energy resources and natural resources to meet our urgent development needs and energy needs. Today, over 600 million people, especially those living in sub-Saharan Africa, live without electricity, and almost 1 billion still cook using traditional energy, including firewood and wood for cooking, and some people use candles for lighting. This is not just a climate issue, it's a development emergency. As you can see, burning of firewood releases smoke, which negatively impacts on the environment, but also inhaling this smoke negatively impacts on the health of the workers, the health of the people at homes. So it's the main source of energy, but it has various negative impacts. So that's why with energy progression, we're saying that we need a level playing field where 80% of the population have access to clean energy for cooking, clean energy that can be used in hospitals, clean energy that can be used in schools, so that before we transition to a low carbon economy, we already have access to clean energy. In this regard, energy progression is not anti-renewable or is not against clean energy. It's rather a practical way we can plan strategically to expand the grid to people who don't have this grid, to utilize all energy resources, to stabilize and scale power supply, to deploy solar in off-grid areas, and also to expand clean cooking fuels. It's not a delay, it's a development fast planning. Africa's population is set to double by 2050 and urbanization is accelerating. Different countries are building factories, mobility and digital infrastructure are expanding. We don't just need clean energy for light or cooking. We need enough energy to fuel industrial growth, job creation and global competitiveness. Africa is rich in various natural resources, including fossil fuels, renewables, and minerals, and yet we have a large number of people who lack access to modern energy. In this regard, energy progression pushes for the use of the right mix of energy to ensure that we use the right energy in the right place and at the right time, guided by real-world needs, not foreign models. When it comes to climate change, Africa emits less than 4% of the global greenhouse gases, yet it suffers the worst effects of climate change. Heat waves, crop failures, rising food prices, these are all causing food insecurity. While the global north discusses phasing out gas, millions here in Africa have never even had access to a single light bulb, and most of them have never even used gas. So that is the reality of most Africans. And with energy progression, we're asking that we need to ensure that we utilize all the energy resources. We need to have tailored solutions to the unique challenges that we're experiencing in Africa. The global north is built its prosperity and fossil fuels for 150 years. Today they consume over 10 times more energy per person than most African nations. Yet when Africa proposes a balanced pathway using gas as a bridge, renewables for scale, we're told to go green with no grid, no funding and no safety nets. That is not just unrealistic, it's unfair. Africa needs over $270 billion per year to power its future. And energy progression is here to ensure that we have enough capital, we have blended finance, and also that we utilize regional cooperation in Africa to resolve the unique challenges that we're experiencing. Africa does not need permission to utilize its resources because most African countries are still developing countries. Most of the population are in rural areas which rely on agriculture, farming, but as you will see in this video, most people are still using hand tools to farm, are still using hand tools for agriculture. So for us to transform the agriculture sector, for us to have developed farms, we need to have access to energy. And in this regard, African countries don't need permission to utilize their resources. They just need a strategy that works for everyone, a strategy that will ensure that development can be achieved by all the countries. Energy progression is how we power Africa, on Africa's terms, at Africa's pace. Thank you very much.